Whoever's going to join us again. We're continuing. I'm so glad to almost be over with September. So we are continuing with our
Spooktember creepy stories. True experiences.
Yes. So tonight's creepy story is going to be, the subject is going to be cars. Car stories, creepy car encounters we've had. Some of them were when we were homeless. Some of them were just when we were driving about. We got invited places. So we're going to start with the first story. First story, what would you call that?
Which one are we talking about?
The backstabbing friend, or
I would say the backstabbing sister or friend, whichever, right?
It doesn't matter. Which one you tell me? What do you want?
Friend, I guess.
Friend, okay.
Because yeah.
All right. Well, so let's go into this. So we got invited again, many years ago. Again, I don't even know how to start with that. Like,
okay,
we're pretty open when we get invited to places. We try to go to places. Like we try to, I don't know, just be compliant, or what's the word for that?
This is pretty.
This is pretty.
There we go. You mean like we got invited, right?
Like when people. Many years ago, we were the type of friends or acquaintances that if somebody that you knew in your circle would be having a party or they'd have a get together and they call you, hey, come over, we'd come through.
Yeah,
if that makes sense.
To show support.
Yes.
Que no éramos sangronas.
Yes, because there's a lot of people. I'd hate that. I'd have parties and I'd have good food and nobody would show up.
And the more the merrier.
Yes,
that's how we feel.
Yes. So we got invited to this get together and it was far away. It was about 40 miles from where we live, and again, so there's a lot about the story, okay? A lot that goes into it with the creepy part. Number one, never lie to your parents.
Yeah,
Don't lie to your parents.
Always have a phone.
If you're a kid, we were kids at the time. I was a teenager at the time. And I just got my license.
That's when the flip phones barely came out.
The cell phones were like they weren't too common. However, so we got invited to this party and it was far away. And our mom never drove, so we had to drive her too. So we lied to our dad. We're like, hey, we're going to go to the movies. But we didn't tell him we were going to go far because I had just got my license. Yeah. And my dad was like, I don't want you driving on the freeway yet. Whatever, strict dad or whatever. And so we were supposed to meet up in Tracy. And then from Tracy, we were going to follow this person to the party.
Yeah.
So we met in Tracy, followed her. That was fine. We had just got to this get-together. We weren't even there 30 minutes.
No, not even.
And I don't know what went down. This is while she was saying hi to people or whatnot. And she's like, I have to go. Okay, you guys can stay here. And we didn't know the people.
Yeah,
we were invited through her. And I'm like, normally I don't have a problem with that because we're pretty personable, I would say. And so,
but it could be
this
awkward.
Time, this time it was very awkward because it's like, hey, you let them know you bring friends, but then you're gonna leave. That's very. And
I hate people do that a lot. I started noticing that.
Yes.
It's kind of like you ditch them and like, oh, here, like you can just
they just push you off to so and so.
Yeah.
So anyways, while this is going on, again, mind you, I didn't know my way around that town. We followed her. I kind of knew my way around.
And then we didn't have no GPS, right? Like
this is like
nothing.
Early '99, almost 2000.
Yeah.
So she's like pissed off. I gotta go. I we're telling him like, well, hey, wait, don't leave us then. Well, we're just gonna leave then. Too bad. And my mom was pretty upset because she wanted to go and eat and
she wanted to dance,
mingle with the people, whatever. But I'm like, no, I don't know my way around town. I'm like, it's getting late. We relied on my dad, and again, he couldn't call us. But my dad was like, with my mom, he was very controlling. He was very controlling. He just that's just a whole other story. Very
jealous.
Not so much with us, but with my mom.
But with my mom.
So anyways. So I'm like, sorry, Mom, we gotta go. We gotta follow her. She's like, okay, I'm gonna lead you to the freeway. Hurry up, because I gotta go. And she was stressed out.
She was speeding.
So she sped off, left us literally in the dark.
She pointed, like, to go that way.
Yes. Hey, Creston, how's it going?
Hi.
And so she pointed, and she literally left us.
So we were thinking, all right, turn that way. And so she took off to the freeway.
And she literally left.
So we turned on this dark road.
It was dark. And again, I didn't know.
It was a back road, I think.
I didn't know east, west. I didn't know.
Look at the moon. Maybe it'll guide us. Like,
right?
I'm like, oh.
And then to top it off, the cell phone that we were borrowing, because I didn't have my own cell phone yet or anything like that, was my older sister's.
Scrub.
And shut up, I was a kid.
I know.
And so anyways, they weren't too common. But anyways, so my sister had the bad habit of not charging her phone. Not her, our other sister, who had lent us the phone. And I'm like, oh my gosh, it's going to die. I kept beeping because it was that old school Motorola's that would fold.
Yeah, it was a
and
pretty
be like,
big
beep.
one.
And they used to beep at the time when they were dying. So I'm like, oh, what do I do? Who do I call? I can't call my dad. I'm like, oh.
We could see the freeway though.
But we just didn't know like where to turn.
And there was just just field and dirt road, and then there was a chain link fence. So we're like, how do we get to the freeway? Because it's right next to us. So we're going in
So
circles. We're going straight.
I ended up calling my sister's boyfriend, and he was already working in law enforcement, and I didn't know that because he would pay for my sister's phone. He had a tracking device on the phone, and so he's like, "Well, I don't really know. There's a button." So he had to show me how to like roam. I don't know if you guys remember that when you hit the roaming, because I was in the roaming section or whatever, and I was freaked out. I was so nervous. Again, I didn't have no flashlight.
There were no
I didn't have
signs,
There was
huh?
nothing. It was because now it's very developed.
Yes.
But back then it was not developed
Just
at
dirt.
all.
We're like, how do we get to the freeway?
We
These yellow
we
lights.
circled for about a good 30 minutes until finally he was able to kind of pinpoint where we were, and he gave me directions and hit the freeway, floored it, got home. We made it to curfew time.
Yes.
Dad's like, "How was the movie?" We're like, "Horrible, awful movie, scary. I don't recommend it." And that was the end of that. But the next day, I felt so bad because the next day, my dad had, during the weekends, he loved to go to the junkyard. He loved to go to the junkyard, and even if he didn't need stuff, that was his thing. He liked to go to the flea market in the weekend. He liked to go to the junkyard and find little things. He always had like little projects going on. And so I felt real bad because he took the car in the morning, and he didn't make it very far, and the car died on him. And my dad knew how to fix cars and stuff. The fuel pump had went out. So we were so lucky that so I don't know if it was something that I did.
You were driving crazy.
I don't know. And it was an older car too. It was a sedan, a Plymouth Acclaim. It was a good little car. So anyways, I don't know if it was something that we did to it or not, but I just felt bad. I didn't want to tell my dad, and I didn't tell him.
I know.
But it was the fuel pump that went out, and so if any of you guys have ever experienced that with a car, once fuel pump goes out, that's it. You'll get a little and then it just dies.
You don't think somebody maybe messed with it?
I don't know.
I don't
know. But then to make matters worse, he called his sister to come help him just move it because she had a big car, and he was like, "I'm gonna put it in neutral, and I just need you to like push me." Well, she is a fucking doper pill popper, so she fucking floored it, and she rammed into the back of the car, and it was a mess. They got it fixed though, but it was very scary, and it still scares me to think of it now. Like, what would have happened? There's no way.
And
we would have been able to. So we learned 2, 3, 4 fucking valuable lessons that day. Never lie about your location. Please don't do that. Don't be so trusting of the people who you think are your friends.
Yeah.
What was the other one?
At the time when we got home, that phone died.
Yeah.
So we were really lucky. Because
always charge your phones. Charge your phones, guys. Get in the habit of always having your shit charged. So many people that just like.
And also familiarize yourself with the roads.
Well, we couldn't. I had never been there before.
But still, I mean,
now it's different. Now
pay
you can.
attention, yes. I guess. But also that friend, her explanation? We asked, "Why did you leave us? You told us to turn that way." And she's like, "No, I told you guys to follow me, and you guys turned that way." So this whole time, she knew the back roads very well.
Yeah,
and,
she had been
she just did it to be a bitch, I guess, for whatever reason. It's just creepy. And again, what were like her bitch intentions? Like, because she knew that we didn't know our way. I mean, that was wrong.
It was really shady. It was really shady.
And ever since then,
I never went anywhere.
From there, she kind of just had I would say like a love-hate relationship.
Yeah, it was
like, oh, well, maybe she was a bit like jealous because she didn't really have like loving guidance, and she didn't like that connection we had, I guess.
I don't know, but it was very scary. That was scary. And the next creepy one, well, but see, that wasn't really a car, but remember we ended up going and hanging out one more time after that years later.
Yes.
So, I like to give people the benefit of the doubt, okay? And so many years passed, and we reconnected with the person, right? And when we were going through some hard times, like we've talked about, I was still doing house calls and stuff, trying to make extra money, like doing hair and stuff. And so she wanted to get her hair done. So I went to go do her hair at her house, and she didn't know, right? I'm not 100% sure, okay? But I really truly feel that I think she had sent someone over to like scare us that day. I think she hired me to go do her hair because these people came banging on the door right while I was doing her hair, and she lived out in a bad area in Stockton. And when you're on the streets, if you've ever been on the streets, you got to learn how to play the game real quick. So I didn't go anywhere unless we were packing, right? And so yeah, these people, and I had all my kids with us, and I was doing hair, and it was late, and this man came, and he was banging on the door.
Well, you saw through the people with the porch light on?
Yes, remember they were banging on the door, and then when I went to go look, it was like a man. He wasn't showing his face, and she was like, I have to open the door. Why would you open the door if you don't know who the person is? Number one.
To see what they want.
To see what they want. I'm like, all right,
Can't
well, hold on, don't open the
door
door yet. So I whipped out my piece, and she's like, what are you doing? Oh my God, why are you carrying a piece? And what I thought was weird, I'm like, guys, I gotta protect my kids. I gotta protect my sister. I gotta, this is like, I don't think so.
And the man was demanding his money.
So what ended up happening was she opened the door. Supposedly she didn't know this man, but she had this conversation, and it just seemed
didn't
really
sound right.
It rubbed me the wrong way. Got my whole inside just feeling really icky because the man supposedly was looking for the owner when she was the owner of the house. And I just heard something about some money being exchanged, whatever, and that was it. The man left. All that dramatic stuff. I don't know what the point of that was. You know what I'm saying? It was just, and it rubbed me the wrong way. It's like in those creepy movies, right? Or those creepy stories you hear about, like, people getting set up. I really felt like maybe she set us up, or she was trying to set us up and didn't expect me to be packing. And it's like, oh, fuck. What did I do here? You know what I mean? That's how people get hurt.
Yeah.
So after that, I was done. We were completely done. I finished her hair. She was already processing and got the hair done. And she was pissed off that I had a gun in her house. And I'm like, look, bitch, I'm a single mom. I got kids to protect. And that was the only thing, thank God, having a cowboy dad, right?
Yeah.
Because by that point, when that happened and we lost our house and stuff, my dad was very sick. That's why he ended up going and living with our other sister, and he couldn't, like he said, he's like, I'm sorry, girls, as much as I'd want to help you and protect you, I can't, but all I can do is give you this, and again, we had to register, nothing like that, but again, somebody had asked us about the Second Amendment and stuff, so it goes into that, but those were creepy, and then the other creepy one with the car was, when we were sleeping in our car. Which one do you want to have first? The one about the leg?
The leg?
Or the Safeway one. The hooded guy with the hood on.
Oh, that one.
Let's talk about that one. So again, we were talking about when creepy car stories, right? So we had gone through the homelessness. We've talked about this before, and we were sleeping in our car with kids, and we would take turns. She would sleep a little bit, and then I would stay awake, and then we'd switch. When I was starting to get tired, I'd wake her up, and then I would sleep a little bit, and she'd stay up. And so, anyways, it was a really creepy. This is what I think is creepy, right? Because I would get this cramp in my leg, and it was always my right leg, my knee, and it was just like not a Charlie horse that makes you get up, no, but just like an achy, cold.
And she would just like wake up in the middle, like yes. I'm like, what? And then her leg.
And so it was the weirdest thing, right? And I would get this but it was like a cold, creepy, achy pain in my right knee. And I never, again, right, they say pay attention to your gut, right? Pay attention to your body.
I think that was an alarm for you.
Right, yes. So
this was happening.
So this would happen, and then I'm like, you know what? I don't know. I'm just going to leave. So I would turn on the car and we'd leave wherever we're at. And so one evening, it was early. We had a long day because, mind you, we were homeless, but our kids were, I say our kids because she's helping raise all of them. She's my sister, by the way. Our kids would we try to keep them as normalized as we could. So they were still doing the school sports. They were still doing the after school stuff. My daughter was in all these clubs. And so we had a really long day. You didn't see?
No.
The day would start our day would start once the sun came up because it's different than when you're home and you got curtains that are drawn and stuff. So it was like not even 9 o'clock, I think.
No.
And I was tired, and I know you were tired.
Yeah, we.
Did you ended up falling asleep too that night?
Yeah, we all did. We all
just kind of we parked. We used to have this spot where we would park at the shopping. The shopping center, whatever, and it was pretty well lit or whatever. But after like 9:30, it would die down, and you wouldn't really see too many people. It was
just dead.
But it was pretty calm. Like cops would kind of go through there and whatnot. So anyway, so that day we were just all tired. We knocked out, fell asleep, and I woke up to that pain in my knee again, and I was like, oh, my knee, and then she woke up my leg, and it was the craziest thing because as soon as I woke up, right, like, your eyes take a while to adjust. And as soon as I got into focus, I looked in my mirror, and there was a guy with the hood on. I couldn't see his face, and he was approaching my car. So I turned on my car right away. I turned on my car, and I was trying to reverse, and I couldn't reverse. This guy had his car blocking me into the parking. So I don't know. Once he saw me with the lights on or whatever, he got in his car, and he reversed, and he took off.
Yeah, that was
which was weird. It was weird, and then I knew it was time to get the fuck out of there. And so we got out of there, and I just drove.
Yeah, and I tried to look at his face,
and we couldn't see his face.
He wouldn't move the car.
No,
we were looking at him through the mirror.
Well, he was out of the car though. He was out of the car, and he was approaching the driver.
So I think he thought that you were like knocked out, and he already saw that. And then he was gonna, I don't know, but that was weird.
But it was creepy.
And then he took off.
And then he took off, and he took off so fast I couldn't get a license plate. I couldn't, I never saw him.
We don't know how long.
So we don't know if it's somebody who knew us.
Yeah.
We don't know if somebody who had already seen us, because we tried not to stay in the same place every night. We try to move around. But we would eventually hit up the same spots after a while. Mm-hmm. So that one was really creepy because we don't know who it was. So this day, I don't know who it was. I don't know what they wanted. Some people get
people's routine down.
Yeah. But my thing is, what would have happened if I didn't wake up? So after that night, anytime I would get that pain in my knee, it was like, it's time to go. I don't care where I'm at.
Yeah, she's like, oh no, it's happening, my leg. And I'm like, oh no, okay, let's go.
So we would leave. And so that one was creepy though too, and it was late when I looked at the clock.
That one was
like 3 in the morning.
Yes, it was.
So mind you, we all knocked out at like 9 o'clock, let's say. So all those 6 hours, I don't know if this man watched us for 6 hours. I don't know what if he just
or how many people were with that person.
Somebody saw him. I don't know. I don't know. That's the scary part about it.
That's really fucked up. If it was someone that knew you, they didn't offer to take you.
No,
like, hey,
they had malicious intentions.
Yeah, assholes.
So that's that. The next one also going back with the leg pain, right? So I don't know where you guys would sleep if you guys would be homeless or whatnot, but
we were living in
I like to sleep in places where there was light. I don't care. I don't care if the light's gonna bother me. No, I want to be where there's light. I don't want to be in the dark. If something happens, somebody's gonna see us, right? So we started. Who wouldn't think that, or who would think? Wouldn't you think that church would be the safest place?
Oh yeah.
To park, right? Because it's the house of God, right? And so many people go and they go to praise the Lord and give him thanks and whatever. And so we used to park in the church parking lot here, the local church.
Well lit.
Again, there's cameras and stuff. And we slept there a few times, never had an incident. But this particular night, too, it was a foggy night. It was cold outside. I'm talking like it was wintertime.
Yes,
it was cold. It was cold. And I don't know if any of you guys have ever slept in a car with a bunch of people, but it gets hot right away. So you have to roll the windows down, right?
Fogs
and
up.
And so we had the windows down, cracked, whatever. But it was cold outside, but everything was fogging up. Like the windows were foggy and whatnot.
And it was cooling the car down with the little crack that we had.
That tiny little crack. So anyway, so I got into the habit when we would sleep in the car to doop doop to hit the thing. That way, if anybody were to bang the car or try to pull on the car, my alarm would go off. Mm-hmm. All right. So that night again. We both fell asleep that night.
We all did, yes. We were all knocked out again. Because usually my routine at night, my schedule was she would knock out from like 9 to 2 in the morning, and then I would, wait. Yeah, you would stay up or sleep? No, you would sleep.
Yeah.
And then I would be the one driving from like 3 o'clock to like 5, and then I'd go to sleep and I'd go to work in the morning at 7. So that was our routine. So she would sleep. So this time, we were like all knocked out. Yeah, fucked up.
The scary thing is again, I happened to I got that pain in my right knee again. We were sleeping and I got that pain, and when I got the pain and I was trying to wake up, I could hear doo doo doo. My car alarm was beeping, and so I look everywhere. I wake her up. My car alarm's going off. That means
I'm not getting it because I'm like, how is it beeping? I'm like, the lights are blinking, but everything's closed.
I'm like, I look right away. I make sure the windows
checking on everybody in the car. We're all there together.
Everything was still locked. The alarm's going off, and I'm making sure all the kids are there, making sure everyone's there. And I look to my door, and my door handle was slightly open. So somebody pulled on my door enough to where it got a little open and the alarm went off. And again, that knee pain saved me, I think, or it was my warning. I don't know. But it was the scariest thing because it was late too. It was like maybe 4 in the morning that day.
Yeah, it was really late.
So I don't know how long. And my car alarm, the car that I had at the time, it wouldn't beep for no more than 10 minutes.
No.
So I know that it was recent. So I turn on the car and I'm looking.
Yeah, no one in the parking. No one. Down the street again because who's awake at the time? We don't know.
Right. So, but that is pretty scary. Again, you got to pull. I would think you'd have to pull.
And then we were in a well lit area, church parking lot. Like, come on.
So, maybe we should have reported this to the police. I don't know what they could have done. I mean, they knew we were homeless and stuff, but it was very scary because then it made me wonder, like, do we have a stalker? Do we have stalkers that left or right? Oh, it's like, do we have stalkers that know where we're at, or what do they want, or
it's just it's disturbing.
Is it just to scare you? Like, that's where it's like, ooh, that uncomfortable, uneasy feeling, because I wouldn't want to bother a family that was in their car unless I had bad intentions, unless I wanted to rob them or something. But even then, I mean, I guess we'll never know.
That one really freaked me out.
Fucked me up. That one, and then the other one, remember? So we had to move spots, right? We had to move spots. And then unfortunately, there was nothing we could do. We couldn't go to the shelters because the way that the programs works, just in case you're not aware of it, right? Because that's people say, oh my gosh, you chose to be homeless for so long. Why wouldn't you go to the shelters? No, the shelters, the way they work, they're always full. And a lot of them, they will not take boys over 10. My son was already 10. So they want you to separate your kids, send them to different places. And then other rules are you have to check in by 8 o'clock. Yeah. Mind you, we still worked while we were homeless. So there was times when we didn't get out of work till 9 o'clock, 10 o'clock. You have to turn in all your cell phones. Yeah. So laptops, too many rules where they just, I guess they work for some people, but it wouldn't have worked for us. No. The check-in time and all this stuff.
Because everything's through email, and you do need to look at your phone for certain cancellation of jobs that we work in. So
we started getting creative. Like, we're like, fuck this public shit. This ain't working. And again, because there were so many of us, I understand. Too many people were like, oh, there's so many of you. I can't have you guys all in my house. I understand. But then we started getting smarter. We're like, well, I started out talking to the local police. Like, hey, so how does this work for the homeless people? What's going on? What's going on, or how do we do this? And they were like, well, if you can get someone to let you park in their driveway, that's private property. They're like, so there's not really much we can do. I mean, we can come out and talk to you. They're like, but that's private property. I mean, if you can get someone to let you pull up to their driveway. So I started asking people that I knew, like, hey, do you mind if I spend the night in your driveway? Like, I'm not going to use the bathroom. I'm not going to do anything. I just need somewhere to park, like, between the hours of like 10 to like 5 or 6 or whatever it is, just so we can get some sleep. And I know that, whatever. And so a couple of people were like, yes. So one of the people I used to do the lady's hair, and she lived on a really busy street, a super busy street. But at night, it was pretty quiet. And it was pretty cool because she was right on the corner. So she's like, yeah, I mean, don't make this a habit. People get all crazy right away. And I understand, but I was very appreciative. So she let us stay there. So a couple nights we stayed there. And the last night we stayed there, we were pulled up. We were like, cool, we're in a safe spot. Like, no one's going to pass by here. We're good. So we dozed off.
We're not lesbians, John Smith.
Oh, you're back, John? Thanks for joining us. So anyways, just had a question. Just looking a little
right, go on.
So anyways, this is really stupid. You're supposed to do this. Mind. I guess you did. Anyways, so that night, can we talk about this? So anyway, so that night, you fell asleep too that fucking night? Fucking
I know, it was exhausting. Watchdog. It was exhausting, man. It was exhausting.
So anyways, so that night, I guess we both fell asleep. And it was winter. It was winter again. And so, we're fucking dozing off. And again, my knee started to hurt me again. So I fucking woke up. And that scream that I fucking screamed, I've never screamed like that in my life. Because I wasn't expecting to see what the fuck I was seeing. Yeah. So I opened my eyes, and in my windshield, there's this woman, and she happens to be some type of African American or maybe Honduran, something very dark complected though. And she's in my window doing this. And I happened to open my eyes, and I'm like, and it was the scariest thing because I wasn't expecting to see someone at 3 a.m. who's dark complexion. Not that her complexion matters, but when it's dark and then you're seeing something dark, and so then I'm like, whatever, and the lady's like, so I'm like,
you turn the lights on.
I turn the lights on and I start honking, and I was freaked out, and the lady's like, sorry, and she showed me she was collecting cans at fucking 3 a.m, dude. Oh my god! But it was it scared the fuck out of me. I don't care.
And then you must be making all that damn noise out there.
I woke up my friend who let me sleep in her driveway because I freaked the fuck out, and so I turned on the headlights and I was honking the horn. don't ask me why I did that. But I was just scared.
Yeah,
so she comes out. She's fucking pissed off. Like, I gotta be to work in the morning. I'm like, I'm so sorry. Like, it's just the lady here. She's like, I know she collects cans. Like, you couldn't tell me this. Like, these again miscommunications or whatever. But that one was scary too. It wasn't as scary as the other one. The other ones we don't know. We don't know. But I would say the scariest one.
Hey there. Hope you are both doing good. Happy Friday.
Hey Angela. How's it going?
Angela. Thank you so much.
Thank you again for the.
It was so cool and it was so cute.
That's cute. Angela, we're talking about creepy car stories and a lot of the stories that we talked about today, if you're just coming on, involve when we were homeless and we were living in our car with our kids, and I would get this pain in my right leg, this like cold bone chilling pain, and it would wake me up, but then I would wake up to like these crazy
yeah, and you would jump, and so I'm like, oh, that means something's up,
and then we get the fuck out of there. But the last one, I would say the scariest one, the creepiest one, was when we started parking at these like 24-hour diners.
Oh yeah.
And I'd like to park in the front. I didn't care if people saw me sleeping. I didn't care. Like what I had little like blankets that would cover the kids.
We'd make forts. I was a fort queen, man.
But the front, we never covered the front.
No, then you started getting one of those.
No, but I didn't like it. Remember? No. I didn't like it. Yeah. So the scariest one though,
we knocked out again for a little. It wasn't too late.
We started parking at these 20. First we parked at a church, and then my car almost got broken into while we were in it, and my door handle got pulled. That was the one we told before this, Angela. The one, if you just came on, the last one we just told was when our friend let us park in her driveway.
Yeah.
And I didn't know some woman would collect cans at 3 or 4 in the morning, and I got that pain again. And when I opened my eyes, she was in my window doing this, so I freaked out. And I blared the horn, and I woke up my friend who was getting ready for work, and it was a mess. But the scariest one, I would say, the creepiest one was when we would start parking at these 24-hour diners, because people are in and out, right? So no one's going to suspect anything, and it's well lit, and usually somebody will see something, Yeah. And so I would park right in the front. I'm like, I want people to see us. So anyways, my little daughter, well, she's not little anymore, but she was little at the time. She was having issues too with I guess out of all the incidents or something, she would have trouble sleeping too. So sometimes because she had sleep apnea too, and we didn't have a diagnosis yet. So she'd come home from school like super exhausted, and she'd fall asleep in the car, and then she'd be up, most of the night because she had slept during the day because she was exhausted. So anyway, she happened to be up that day, and we were sleeping.
Yeah.
And she said, she woke us up. She's like, Mom. Finally, until we woke up. And she said that these guys had came out of the diner, and they were taking pictures of, not the windows. They couldn't take pictures of the sides, but whatever they could see from the front of the restaurant straight forward, that they were taking pictures. So I don't know if I...
So then she said that she looked or something, like she went forward like that, and that they like left because she was telling us, she was waking us up. So they took off running around the corner, and
it's not like I could follow them, by the time
she's like, yeah, they were.
She's like, Mom, they were taking pictures.
They were kind of close to the windshield. And like, fuck, man. Like, so how many people have our pictures, sleeping?
I don't know, but I think that one was even creepier than when they pulled the door handle, because again, unless you just think it's funny, but I don't know. I don't know what to think about that. That one freaked me out more, because okay, so now you have my car. I don't know if you took a picture of the license plate, and you're gonna know how many people are in the car. Like, you're gonna follow us or what? Like, hey, how's it going, Francine Ellis?
Hi.
Happy Friday, or almost Saturday, actually.
Yeah, it's 11.
So that's that one. Any other creepy car stories when we've been driving?
Okay, well, we were driving because, again, we had to move. When you're homeless living in a car, you should be moving around, not staying in one area all the time. Okay, you both live together with your kids in a car? Yeah, we were homeless in 2017 for 19 months. Yeah. We're sisters, by the way, yeah. And she has all the kids. She used to be married and all that. So I always helped her.
Married, got divorced, and then my son, my 9-year-old now, he when he was 15 months old, he started having seizures, and that's when the marriage was breaking up and stuff. And so her and I used to rent a booth, and we couldn't go back to work because we're trying to find a diagnosis for my son. And so anyways, we lost the house, we lost everything, ruined our credit, all that stuff. And well, unfortunately, we didn't have any friends or family who were willing to take us all in. Yeah. So we had to live in our car. We lived in our car for 19 months. But we're in a place now, and I wouldn't say it's better.
We told some creepy stories yesterday about, was it here?
Yeah.
About the creepy neighbors and all that.
Here.
And then Fred, Lisa, please. My friends just call me Fred. Okay, Fred.
Oh, Fred.
I Take it you are all better now.
That's what I said.
Más o
In certain
menos.
ways, certain things, there's still some struggles, but for the most part, I mean, I guess sometimes. Some
Stalker
days.
neighbors.
Yeah, I don't know
Literally.
what's worse. Living
Shit,
here where we can't move.
we've come home to where the front door was open and the back door was open, and hey,
No one sees anything.
creepy
No one,
maintenance
yeah.
that came in here one time without
He's no
even
longer
letting us.
working here,
Yeah, but he
but-
came in here one day, just barged in, started running upstairs, and then we're like, "Hey, what are you doing?" He's like, "Oh, I just came to come check something."
Check your
Like,
washer.
You didn't fucking
Yeah,
put
I
on
didn't get
notice.
no notice.
Yeah,
Yeah.
weirdos. Just a lot of weird
A
stuff.
lot of weird stuff. A lot of people here, they don't work, but no one knows anything. No one sees anything. Pretty scary.
Yeah.
When it's like, whatever. But that's for another story. So anyways, so tell me about the driving.
Oh yeah, with the so we're moving location to location. So that was our little routine. I'd like to drive on the freeway, kill some time, and go to another town, come back.
Well, because our spot was, I say, Fred, oh my God, I'm so sorry. I had to go through that. Unfortunately, a lot of people go through that, and yeah, they do.
Yeah.
They do. They do. And it's okay. I'll be here listening. Oh, thank you, Angela.
Thank you so
Hey, how's
much.
it going, Farmeadow?
Hi.
So that was our routine. Like
Yeah.
if the kids would go to school, we would go to work, and we would come. We'd work part time, whatever. So when the kids came out of school, we were there. To be with
So
them.
everyone would go to sleep like at 9:30,
And then, so then we'd go to, but we had a
So,
routine.
yeah.
We'd go to library to do
We do
homework
all
and
that,
stuff.
yeah.
And then by the time
Exhausting.
library would close at 9:00.
Oh yeah, we'd also go rinse
So-
at the parks, like if they had a public restroom.
So we
and
had
all
a
that.
routine. We had a routine, right? So like 9:00, the library would close. So then from there we would like kick it at In and Out. Usually I'd go play my accordion during the day to make money so we could eat at In and
Because
Out.
they close that place at 1:30.
1:30.
So it's cool to
So-
kick it there in the car or whatever till
Whatever.
1:30.
At least you got an outlet there so
Yeah.
you can plug some stuff up.
Curl your hair for the next day
Or whatever
for work and all that.
they have anywhere they have paper towels in a drain. Hey, bird bath.
Any
or
public
whatever.
restroom that has a drain on the floor, you can shower in there.
Yeah.
So that's
I mean,
good to know.
as embarrassing as it is now, it's very humbling too. But
Yeah.
it is embarrassing and it's scary in the moment when you
Yeah.
don't have anywhere to shower
Yeah.
and you got to go to a public park and you don't know who's gonna come in there or who saw
Someone's
you.
watching the door while you're
Yes.
getting the bucket and
you
you're
gotta be quick,
rinsing your whole body and
you
all
gotta
that.
be quick. But anyways, so we had a routine. So we would stay like at In and Out till and we wouldn't do it every day. We try to
No.
move it around, but
Because
we'd-
people get familiar and then they
so
start
we'd
knowing
stay
your
there till
routine.
like 1:30, right? 1:00, 1:30, depending on the day.
Yeah.
Was. And then after that, we would drive around for a little bit.
We couldn't get a social worker to help.
The
no.
social workers wouldn't help us because, again, it's very tricky the way it works. Because there was no domestic violence case, that wasn't the issue of why we were homeless. We couldn't get any help for the local.
They didn't count me because I don't
They didn't
have
count her
kids.
because, she's
I'm
not
single. I'm not married.
She's not considered part of my family with my
So,
kids because
They were like, no, yeah, it was just different.
and again, the social worker. So the only thing the social worker could do actually, because there are so many people that, like you're saying, that are homeless. The only thing that they did for us after a while was on my EBT card, we were able to buy hot food. Like we were able to go to certain Mexican restaurants where they would take the EBT, or Carl's Jr. Carl's Jr. took it sometimes. Pizza Hut would take it sometimes.
Depends on the
Taco
workers.
Bell
If they want to be
sometimes.
jerks,
Yeah.
they won't do it for you.
But other than that, no. I mean, no hotel vouchers. Nothing.
They want to help. These organizations want to help
that's
single
just
men, single men on drugs
or drug addicts.
Yeah,
and
same
the
thing.
people that really like, I don't know. That's for another story.
Yeah.
And I start to get upset. But let's stay to the stories. And I don't want to offend anyone.
No,
either,
no.
But anyways.
So we're at In and Out. We're kicking it.
So then we would get out of In and Out, and then we'd have to drive for a couple of hours until the Starbucks. The Starbucks would open at 3:00.
Yeah.
And that was like right by the freeway. And that was always funny because
This
usually
man,
we would
right?
pull up to the Starbucks, right? And it didn't matter what day of the week it was. The highway patrol was always pulling someone over,
Yeah.
and you'd hear it. Please pull over to the side, please. That's what I was
And that
like doing
creepy
too.
man would show up every night too with the white hair.
Oh yeah,
With
but
his-
that was
at that Starbucks.
Oh, so you want to talk
So
about
no,
that?
we started. So anyways, go back to the In and Out. So when I was on the freeway because she fell
How about
asleep.
church? No, see again,
No.
that's a thing too. The church organizations again. They
No, we
like-
went to the church. We went to the church.
Okay, we went to our local Catholic
Yeah.
church where we grew up, where we made our first communion and stuff, and I couldn't believe what the man told me. The man who was in charge of these programs, he looked me up and down, and he told me, "You're young. I'm sure you can find a boyfriend who'll take all you guys in." That's exactly what he told me. I swear to you, I kid you not. And that was it. They sent me on my way. They told me I could go to food pantry on Wednesdays. Here in Livermore, where we live, there are a lot of organizations. Like they have a shower day. They have, I think it's 3 days.
You have to
a
sign
week.
up, and
then laundry
it's always
day.
the people have dibs on it are the regular homeless that have been doing it for like 40 years, 30 years.
The ones who really, they're just
Yeah.
not going to do anything. They're
Yeah.
not.
So they get first dibs on the
and
showers,
again, mind
the
you,
laundry.
we had jobs. So these places are only open.
We
for
weren't jobless. We were just homeless.
Yes, and these places are only open for 2 hours, 12 to 2 or 12
Homeless
to 5.
people need help all day, every day, not just Tuesday, Thursday from 5 to this time.
It's very expensive to be homeless.
Yeah,
It's very
laundry
expensive.
because we had to pay
okay,
for
so
all
let me
that
tell you
shit.
this. Let me put it this way, and then we'll go back to the story.
Yeah.
So before we lost the house, before all this stuff, my rent at the time was $2,300. That was my rent, right? That was just my rent, and then PG&E was like another $300, and then I'd pay water. That was like another $100. So what are we looking at? Like $2,700, right? Something like that.
Yeah,
when we were homeless with kids, where you don't have a stove, you don't have friends that will let you cook in their house, microwaves, nothing. I kid you not. We were spending like $4,000 a month. And people are like, how do you do it? I don't understand. How do you make $4,000 a month on the street, but you can't afford to get into a place? Well, let me tell you. Because although we're making this money, you got to show 3 times of income to rent a place. And so I couldn't show the 3 times the income. So it gets very expensive. Yes,
when you
very
can't
expensive.
cook,
and then
laundry,
you gotta mind you, I had babies. I had a newborn baby. My other baby was like 2 and 3, and then the other one was 5.
And all that.
And the 5-year-old was having like gastro issues, so she was seeing a specialist because she had like constipation issues. So it was a mess. Vomit, everything you can think of. I don't even want to think about it anymore.
Nobody thinks about that, right?
Okay, so I'm doing laundry at 3, 4 in the morning because my kid just puked, and I can't leave it like that because we live there now. So we gotta wipe it up. I gotta go find towels. I gotta go find. Oh, it was a mess.
Because it's like they threw up fucking milk. You don't want maggots and all that shit.
Stop. I don't want to talk about that. We're so gross. But we lived it. And then the scary part too. That's a creepy story within its own, right?
Yes.
Because there were some people who were nice enough to open their house to us, but again, not everybody lives like everyone thinks because they live in a house.
What is that word? Cleansing? The cleanliness? Hygiene, I would say.
So we ended up staying with these people who let us sleep on their floor, we were really grateful. Yeah. But we all got lice.
Yeah.
We all got lice.
These were grown women in their 20s who had a family of their own, and these bitches had long hair. And they fucking, I don't know why, they had lice. They would just have lice.
And they liked it. They wouldn't try to.
And since we're hairstylists, we dealt with lice like with clients, so we knew how to take them out. And you don't just shampoo the hair. You have to you have to
go buy a flea comb.
Yeah, you have
flea comb from Petco. It's like $1. You put conditioner in the hair, you wet it, and you just.
The best thing is to at least cut some inches off and whatever. But these ladies just didn't care. Long ass hair. So, I'm like, oh man, she's disgusting. She has a husband. She sleeps next to this man.
And then
she's got lice.
See it. You can see the gnats and stuff. And,
I'm like,
and so I don't know, but
and they have a house and we don't.
Well, and not only do they have the lice,
my God,
and they had roaches.
They had rats also. We never grew up with roaches, or we're not stuck up. But
no,
we lived in the ghetto. But something we had ants, but we never grew up with roaches.
So that's a creepy story.
Shit like
if you want to go there. So this one evening, because they, and I respect, I don't take it wrong, guys.
No.
We were very grateful that at least we had a place to stretch out sometimes, on the floor and stuff. Like you have to clean vacuum every single. Yes, and you have to do laundry.
Some people don't do that.
So I was going to these food pantries, to these resources when my kids had lice, and I'm like, I have to do laundry, or else we're just gonna keep reinfecting ourselves. And they're like, well, then it seems like you have a personal problem, right? I'm like, really? That's it? And so they're like, I'm like, no, I'm just asking. I'm not asking for money. Take me to a place where I can vacuum my car. And so, it was a mess. What did we ended up doing? I ended up, because I did have a shop vacuum. I had a storage that we paid for too. And so I ended up finding what church that would let me plug in, and that's where we vacuumed the car and stuff, which was nice. But again, going back to that, it's not that we were ungrateful or nothing, but it's pretty scary when you don't have anywhere to go. And this is a place where you can at least stretch. So,
but then you
have to follow people's rules, okay?
Go on.
You have to follow people's rules. So this particular place, the resources, and it's terrible because there are resources, they sometimes are not accessible to everyone. Or people get frustrated and fuck that, I'm not going to go wait in line and do that. And I understand that too. So anyways, but you have to follow people's rules. Not everybody lives the way you live, right?
Yeah.
So if they like to sleep in a dark...
I'm not taking you as ungrateful. I'd be the same way.
Oh, thank you. And so some of the rules we had to get used to, they didn't want any light on. I'm not used to sleeping with no lights off. So we had to turn off the lights.
Cheapy motels.
Oh my God!
Heck,
we have stories for that.
Yeah, you don't want to be
not with kids. Not
with kids. Definitely not.
Not with kids.
No.
Especially not Motel 6. Okay,
Heck
at least here. We'll get into that. If you guys, we'll get it. No, and so that's the thing too. We'll get into that. But anyways, so one particular evening at this one particular place, right? We had the blankets out and we stretched them out and stuff, and the kids went to sleep and the lights turned off, whatever. And again, I got that fucking knee pain. Again, I got that knee pain. And I woke up, right? And I had a little night light that I would turn on. A cell phone light. It was my cell phone light. So I turned on the cell phone light. I couldn't believe what I was seeing. I could not believe what I was seeing, guys. I couldn't believe it. I had to wake her up so she could see it. Tell him, Emily.
I'm like, what are you looking at? So we turn on the actual light to the living room. Oh my gosh, it was like something from the Amityville. It was not bees, but fuck, the whole ceiling, was filled with roaches.
Everything.
The couches, the walls.
The
it was like something that you would see in a creepy movie where it's like you're hallucinating. It's like, and it was like eek, eek, eek. And I'm like,
but because I don't remember what I had.
My purse, but I
had, remember?
Fucking clothes,
everything. I had something like air freshener or something, and so they weren't on us.
No, they weren't. But
it was like all around us, and I was so freaked out.
I'm like, ooh.
I'm like, oh my god.
I'm like, oh my gosh, and like shit was crawling on me. I'm like, ooh. And then like we had like our bags and our clothes. Like, oh shit.
It was like 3 a.m, dude. I woke up the kids. And
I had get up.
I like shook everything out. And then the owner woke up. She's like, she woke up and she's like, is everything okay? And I felt bad because I didn't want to like you're fucking.
You get the fuck out, roaches.
And so I'm just like, yeah. And she's like, but why are you guys leaving so early? Like, the sun isn't out yet.
We're gonna go get.
And so I just made up an excuse. I'm like, oh yeah, well, no, because we had some friends that work nights, and so sometimes they would be nice, and they'd be like, hey, look, you guys want to meet me like at the IHOP? I can treat you guys to a coffee. Nothing too much, but at least like a coffee, so that way you guys can like wash up in the bathroom or something. Like, all right, cool. So I made up a lie. I'm like, yeah, we're gonna meet so and so, and they're gonna like invite us to a coffee. Thank you so much. And she's like, okay. Oh my god.
So we're, again, driving in the middle of the night.
Motel 6, oh my gosh, my daughter is 30 now, but when she was a toddler, we stayed in a Motel 6. I had to ask for extra blankets to put on the floor. Oh, ooh. No, we didn't have, they were clean. The ones, we stayed in Motel 6 twice. They were clean. The ones here were clean, but there's a lot of prostitution. I didn't know that. We learned real quick.
Oh, yes.
All right, prostitution.
Some guy was drilling holes in the wall.
Yeah. And there's a lot of, at least in this town, because we stayed mostly here in this town, in the hotels. Prostitution is a big thing.
A lot of deals. A lot of deals. Kicking it outside, just knocking on the wrong door.
All night long. And then we did have an incident the second time, we never stayed there again, where I don't know how the guy confused our key with the key next door. So the guy, I put that, the stupid little deadbolt thing. If not, the person would have came into our room. And I'm like, how about, I said, we're leaving. Get me the fuck out of here. And so the Motel 6, I'm sorry, that was gross. That's gross.
They gave you a voucher when you just had the baby for us to sleep there.
Yeah, and
it was like a 7-day stay. Heck,
no, you could smell smoke everywhere.
The walls were yellow.
They had someone, I don't know what they were drilling.
In the microwave that was there was like some weird ass green slime.
Yeah.
Looked like highlighter shit.
I don't know what it was
weird.
But it was a creepy experience. But the roaches.
And then driving in the middle of the night. So the story was what we were talking about. We left In and Out at 1:30. So then it was time for me to drive. She was asleep. Yes. And this car that I had been seeing all day, the same silver car, and it was the same license plate. I saw it on the freeway. So I'm like, am I like
tripping? Yeah. I need sleep.
And so I told her, and then we switched and all that, and then you were seeing the car too.
Yeah. So I don't know what that was. Again, because so many people knew that we were homeless. Like, again, right? Because that's what you would want to do, right? Look for resources. Yeah. And I really thought like, I was really naive and stupid because we always worked. We always had, we always made our own money and stuff. I would have never thought in my life I would have been homeless, especially with my children. And everyone, like, they tell you these resources, right? You go to these places and they give you, look, give me that paper so I can use it for example. You go to these places, right? And they're like, oh yeah, look, see, we got all these resources, just go here. And it's like, and they make it sound easy, like, oh cool, this isn't going to be a long process. And then you get there and people are just like, oh, this is like a too weird waiting list. We don't have any openings for that. I don't know who told you that. And it's scary. It's like,
and they give you a number to some other place.
And so then they send you to this person. Then you got to tell them your whole story. And I don't mind that now, but in the beginning, it's kind of hard if you're not an open person. But then all these people have your file of all your kids' names, where you stay, how much money you make. And it's scary because we didn't have a good reaction to these people because these people were getting mad at us. Why is your car newer than mine? Bitch, because I've worked my whole life.
Yeah, and then it's homeless.
Like, how do you afford to drink Starbucks every day? Hey, if a fucking $5 Starbucks is going to keep me from fucking someone up, then too bad. You know what I mean? Like,
or stealing from the
yes,
store.
yes. So just we had a very negative experience
Yeah.
being homeless, and it wasn't well for us. We didn't have the success story like people have, where people are come in open arms and take you in, and that's the saddest part of it all, is that we having family, having friends that we've known forever. You get to see people's true colors,
Yeah.
and a lot of people, which is really sad. That's the most thing that I still have a hard time accepting. People enjoy seeing you fucked off. When you're used to being the one that's doing well, and then people see you having a hard time. A lot of people really feed on that.
A lot of people are like,
they really feed on that, and they
makes
love
them feel
it.
better about
It
their
does.
situation,
and then you have to realize, like, is this relationship worth like keeping up? Like, are they really here because they care about me, or is this just giving them good gossip to go make them feel better about themselves?
Yeah.
Or I don't know. It was a horrible experience. A lot of crying, a lot of tears. Shit.
A lot of tested moments, like testing your faith. A lot of fucking things, man.
Yes.
Am I gonna go to choose violence today, or am I going to just be good, or
walk away?
I mean, like, yeah, you have to walk away. I mean, these are situations. I mean, because you're just looked at.
But that car, though. Let's go back to that car. That car. So again, going back, like I said,
The creepy driving.
So many people have all of this information,
and sometimes there's just volunteers that take your information because they're assisting these workers. But sometimes the volunteers are creepers, and they're the ones that are fucking getting all your information, and they're
they're using your information to get donations because they're supposed to get help, and they're doing this, they're pocketing it. So it was a very scary time, Again, we talked to all these counselors and all these people, and like they would tell us, like, hey, best thing you can do is send your kids to school. Don't start having your kids miss school. Send them to school. Send them to school. It doesn't matter if they're tired. Doesn't matter if. Don't give anyone any reason.
Yeah, all the info, no help.
Yes, yes, I agree. And so it was a lot of work. You have to really be on it. And again, like that was the best advice somebody could have given us. Like, don't give anyone any reason. Meaning, it don't matter if we have to wash these kids up in the fucking Safeway bathroom before we go to school. You're not going to go stinky. You have no reason to say my kid stinks, my kid's dirty, my kid's hungry. And then you get people that you tell them because you think that they're, they care, and then they go make a big deal. Like that's what had happened with my daughter. My daughter had she had a lot of stomach issues. She was seeing a gastroenterologist for her constipation issues. And so she was on a special diet. And also, she didn't like to eat at school. She felt like she was being rushed all the time by the yard duties. And I understand because we work in that.
Yeah.
And so I'd pack her a really light lunch. And one of the yard duties, I knew her. We knew each other prior to all that. And she was like upset, and she was concerned, and she was like, hey, I've noticed like she doesn't have a big lunch. Like, do you guys need help? Like, is there food, or because that's like not even a lunch. That's not even a snack. And I explained to her, but she went and made a big deal to the principal.
Yeah, I was like, she can't be eating carbs, and she can't be having sugar.
And so it wasn't until towards right before we got housed that I actually found an advocate, a homeless advocate. Oh man, she was great. She helped us, and she put a lot of people in their place because these are things that I don't know. You just don't know, and you're vulnerable, and you don't have to answer everything that people are asking you if you don't feel like it. And it was a very, so then after that we ended up finding this program, and that's why we've been homeschooling ever since. Best thing we could do. So yeah.
Back to that
driver,
car. Yeah.
So that car, and I ended up seeing that car when she told me, and I even just to be sure that I wasn't tripping and seeing things, I ended up doing, like they say, 3 left turns or 3 right turns, same 3 right turns, but it wasn't until the morning. Hey, how's it going, Trinishua? It wasn't until the morning that I don't know what happened. Remember, they just took off towards the other freeway.
Yeah,
and I don't think we ever seen them again.
No, but
so I don't know if
we
it was
had been
an
seeing it all day, and
cop,
then I'm not sure.
Or people that really, because there are a lot of people that didn't believe that we were homeless. They thought we were scamming people.
Yeah, they were just lying.
That a lot of people.
I guess people do lie, but I mean, I had my forts up and everything, and
So who knows? So many weird stuff.
Not sure.
So that's the deal with that. That was creepy. Any other car ones?
Just that one.
Because we talked about it last time. The guy who followed us when we were doing the TikTok live.
Oh yeah,
There was that one. What other one with the car? Let me think.
Well, just recently the other night when we were doing we were live on TikTok. The guy, this white car with tinted windows. He he like stopped right there, right when we were filming, and then we just waited. And I'm like, is they gonna like?
Yeah, they didn't roll the window down, didn't do anything.
Yeah, I'm like, all right, what the fuck? So yeah, try to do some shit because I'm on live, all right. So the car just stood there, and we're like, and he was revving the engine, and then he went through the parking lot, but he made a U-turn, and again, same thing. So I'm like, okay, and I had just gotten a message on here on YouTube. No, TikTok on the live, and the person was like, "Yeah, I'm in Livermore.
Oh yeah,
how's it going? I'm in Livermore," and we had just filmed in a spot that he mentioned. So this car pulled up at the same time that person was leaving a comment. I'm like, "Oh, is it this person?" I'm like, well, like roll the window down or something, like say hi to us, but. And people can just be creepy, but
it could have been a coincidence. I don't know.
It could have been a coincidence, but I'm like,
but if any of you guys, because I like to watch all different stuff on YouTube, right? Yeah. My kids really like the How to Survive, right? If you ever watch the How to Survive on here on YouTube about being followed, like they say, if you see the same person or the same vehicle 3 times in the same day, it's not a coincidence. They're following you. Oh, that's the scary one. What? I don't want to talk about that one. That one's too scary.
Which one?
The lady at Safeway.
Oh, why?
So, was that last year?
It was 2 years ago, I think.
All right, so 2 years ago. Damn, it's going to be 2 years ago since about that other car?
Yeah, that was
shit. Yeah. So this is another creepy car story. 2 years ago, we the car that we lived in when we were homeless, it finally broke down on us, and it was time to get a new car. So we got this new car. It was older. It was an older car. It was a Yukon, a 2007, and really nice. The person who had it looked really great, right? Paid in cash. We thought, like, cool, we got a car. We're not on the bikes anymore. And this particular night, I went to the local supermarket. And I was parked there. And because we work security, sometimes I just like to wear my hat, my cap that says security. And we have a routine, you know. We had a routine, not so much anymore. But our routine was we get up in the morning, go to the same store, buy our coffee because there's Starbucks in there. And then, go to work. And then later on at night, we do some shopping, because I like to eat fresh. I like to buy, if I'm going to buy meat, I don't really like to have it in my fridge.
Yeah,
my fridge is always, my fridge is always I mess it up, whatever. So anyways, so I was sitting there and I don't know what we were doing. I think we was looking on the phone,
you're on the phone
or something.
And I happened to see this lady park 3 stalls down, and I'm like, all right. So she was kind of looking because I guess she was gonna park next to us, but then she didn't. So she parked 2 stalls down, and then I'm like, I was keeping an eye on her. So when she was getting off her car, I noticed she was looking our way. I'm like, oh fuck, this lady's probably gonna approach us. I don't know what the fuck she wants. So I'm like, maybe not. So then you guess what? Yeah, she starts walking up to the car.
So I had my window cracked a little bit, and normally again because all the experiences, the things we've gone through, I don't usually roll my window down to anyone.
You can just talk to anybody through the window,
right? And so she comes up to me and she's like, "Oh, it's okay. You can roll your window down." And I'm like, "Oh, this is good. I'm good, thank you." And so then she's like, I see you girls here many times throughout the day," and I'm like, "Yeah." And she's
This is 10 o'clock at night.
This is 10 o'clock at night, right? And so then I'm like, "Okay, yeah." And so it's not clicking to me. And then she's like, "So you girls do security?" And we're like, "Yeah, we do security." And then she was like, "So how much do they pay you to follow me?" I still didn't. It didn't make sense to me because I realized I had the security hat on. I'm like, okay, she thinks we work security. Plus, we do work many. Exactly right. Yes. Yeah. And so I just didn't think anything because we work so many events here in town. Maybe she saw us.
Did I hear right?
And my processing is slow. I'll be honest with you. If I'm distracted, it'll take me a while to process stuff. I'm not thinking.
Oh my gosh, she thought you were following.
So wait, it gets worse.
Yeah. Then she said, "How much do they?"
Wait. So then she tells me, and I told her, I'm like, "Excuse me, what do you mean?" She's like,
by this time I'm so annoyed. I'm like, "You fucking idiot!" I'm like, "This lady wants to smoke."
But you didn't tell me that.
I'm like, "But let's see what she says."
I'm just like, well, she's like, "So how much do they pay you guys to work security?" I'm like, "Well, it depends." I'm like, "There's different positions, depends where your site is," and I'm still going on, and then she's like, "Oh, okay, because I have a question." And so then I told her, "Oh, so what is your question?" And she's like, "Well, I don't need to ask you now, but if I see you around again when I'm here, then I'll have a question." So that didn't click to me. She got it, right? Bitch, she's pretty much telling me, if I see your motherfucking ass here again, I'm gonna fucking beat your ass because you're following me. But it didn't click.
Yeah, because she said, how much do they pay you to follow people?
Yes.
And then she did say had to follow me. Like, she switched it up.
Yes.
So then from there, she was like, oh, I like your car.
Yeah, so she's like, I
need me one of these. She was driving a fucking Mercedes. This is fucking old.
Okay, so, but then it got creepier because the next day, this is at night, okay? Next day, you know, we had our routine. We went to go get our coffee. She was there again. And she made eye contact. She made eye contact. She didn't approach us. Wave, but she did the wave, right? I'm like, okay, all right. And then, yeah, she saw us. And then it was weird because in the evening, we were trying to, like, change up the time. She was there again. Yeah. So I don't know what was going on, but this went on for a few months.
Who's following who now?
Right. And so, but the really weirdest thing about it was that this seemed to happen the same day every month.
Yeah. So it was on the 12th of every month.
Of every month. And I don't know. I don't know what she wanted.
Hey, were we just seeing this person or what?
But then again, and so I'm not sure, because now I'm being stupid, right? Because she was in this fancy car, I don't think she was homeless. But then the more I kind of like thought about it, I'm like, oh, maybe she is homeless. Maybe she kind of hangs around there, or maybe, she's the one who would see us when we were homeless.
Yeah.
So I don't know. It got my mind going.
I do not know.
It fucked me up for a lot of months, but this went on for a few months, and we would see her. We would see her in the morning, and it didn't matter if I tried to switch it up, 6 o'clock instead of 8 o'clock, or like 4 o'clock.
She never approached us.
She never approached us again.
Maybe she was psycho.
I don't know, but so I started, I started asking people too. Like, I was telling my mom about it because my mom's always a skeptic. Like, she doesn't believe anything we tell her, right? We're paranoid, we're whatever. Yeah. And so when I started telling her about that, then my mom was like, well, maybe she's up to no good. She's doing some type of deal, and it just happened to be that you guys were there when she was doing it, so she thinks you guys saw her doing something. I'm like, okay, that makes sense. I'm like, really, Mom? Okay, now you believe me, but whatever. So this went on, and then what happened? We just never saw her again.
No, then she was in different cars.
Oh, yeah.
So we had already we're familiar with the first car she was in, the license plate. Then we're like, oh my gosh, what car is she in now? So then we're like, oh, so we're taking mental notes, like, yeah, all right, she's got these cars. And I'm like, that's weird. So I don't know.
So we still don't know. Yeah. I don't know what that was about. But I'm my stupid ass, because again, I'm distracted. I got so many things going on that it didn't click. It didn't make any sense to me. And then after, I'm like, oh, she thought we were following her or whatever. But yeah, there's a lot of...
And some people do get really pissed off when you don't want to roll your window down to them. And even if you have it slightly cracked, you can still hear what they're saying. Or if you're good at reading lips, you can hear through a window.
Oh, yeah.
So, yeah, don't let people
I don't roll down my window. I don't. Not anymore.
Yeah, people get pissed off when you don't want to roll it. You don't have to.
Yeah, you don't. Yeah, I had one lady, I was getting gas one day, and I didn't want to get off the car because I saw her. I don't know what she was doing. Like, I knew she was asking people for money, and I didn't have any money.
But she was just moping around, and there's something was off with her.
Something was off with her. She was just kind of, just didn't seem right. And so I'm like, no, I'm not going to get off the car until she leaves. And so she comes up to my window, and she's like, please roll the window down. I'm like, no, I can hear you.
And she was just going...
See, I'm really bad about recording things. I'm so slow.
We don't record. We're not fast enough for that.
By the time it hits me, I'm like, and then my phone's like always somewhere. And
we're not quick enough with the phone to like record people and shit like that. I don't have time. I'm too thinking like I need to protect myself. I can't get this shit on camera.
And it's good, but that's good what you say too, because now doctors want you to record stuff too. Like when if you have a concern about your kid and stuff. But I gotta get into the habit. We really gotta get into the habit, and we whip it up.
Because that's what everyone does, I guess, and that's how you're supposed to do it.
But so that time,
so hard. I have to do the code on my stupid phone.
Right. So then that time, that girl, she's like, she wanted me to roll the window down. I'm like, what do you want? What do you want? And so she was just like, she fucking banged on my window. She's like, bitch, and she took off, and I'm like,
bitch,
I'm not gonna follow her.
And then she was with the guy. He was being a loser. He was on his other car.
Yeah. So then she walked over there. So I don't know if they were trying to rob someone. Here in our town, we've been having a lot of that lately, where that particular gas station, I think it's because it's close to the freeway, a lot of people supposedly need gas, but then they don't have no car there. No. And they don't have a gas can. And then a lot of people here, they're pretty used to helping. They're pretty friendly, most of the people here in the community. And I have seen that where people are like, well, where's your car? Bring your car and I'll fill it up. And they're like, oh, but...
Oh, no, that's okay. Can you...
And they're like, well, if you don't have a car, then you don't need gas. Yeah. That type thing, but... Yeah, that one. What other creepy car one? I guess that's kind of creepy, but...
Which one?
When we got pulled over by the cops.
Why was that creepy?
That's creepy.
Wait, which one? Which one?
The time at In-N-Out.
Oh yeah, the pervert cop.
So this, I think we'll end it with this one, I guess. So the last one, I guess it's not creepy, but it's creepy to me because, again, if you've never been homeless or anything like that, you're very blessed, and it's very exhausting. It's very exhausting to be homeless. It's very, very exhausting. I would say, at least in our experience, it's worse than like when you have a newborn baby and you can't sleep. Like, they keep you up at night and stuff like that. I would say it's worse. So one particular night, my daughter, my oldest, she was in drama. She did all these clubs and stuff. And so she had a play. And they do the play like 5 days in a row. And then they have a cast party every night after. Yeah. So she wasn't getting out of school till like almost midnight. Yeah. And so, we're working, we're doing all this stuff. So then we would go in and out as a routine. So this one night, I had the air on and I had the car on. And I just fucking knocked out. I couldn't take it. I knocked out. And I was parked again right in front of the In-N-Out. And so I wake up to, and it's still, I'm having a good sleep.
We're all hearing like this knocking.
Like I'm hearing knocking, and so then finally I open my eyes and I turn, and I'm kind of trying to focus, and then I realize it's a police officer. So I was like, oh shit.
One on each side of the car.
One on each side.
Against the light.
And so they're like, turn off the engine, please. Like, have you been drinking tonight? No. Have you been doing it? Did you take
They thought she was fucking high.
They thought I was
and
high, yeah.
My niece was in the front. She was 13 at the time. She was exhausted. So they thought like she had.
They
like,
thought
they
we
were
were
both
like on
drugged.
fentanyl or something. Yeah.
That could have been so bad.
Yeah. So that's what they asked us. They did the sobriety test, and then they're like, so why are you sleeping?
Yeah. Why is the ignition on?
Yeah. I'm like, well, I had the air on. I'm like, I was gonna get some food, and I'm just I'm really tired. And so then that's what I told him, like, look, we're homeless, we're working with their organizations, but they don't have room, blah, 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 blah. And so...
they were just talking about
So they were talking to us, and they're like, okay, yeah, no, I can see you're not high, or anything like that.
Like, where do you work? Like, you work for the school district.
And then look us up and all that stuff. But it was kind of funny because one of the officers, because she was telling, because she had short hair. She had short hair, because again, we had the lights. We had the lights, so she cut her hair, and then I didn't cut my hair.
My hair was like this short.
It was dark.
It was short in the back like that. And then this was a little like that.
We have some pictures.
And at the time, I had long hair, so I had to cut it off. Anyways,
and so then so the cop's just like telling her like, I really like your hair like that. And that's just like, yeah, I had to cut it off because it got lice. And then he was like, you had long hair.
It's like, you had long hair? Yeah. But and he was like, oh yeah, it's really dark. So you Latina? I'm like, yeah, I'm Mexican American with Chicana. And then he's like, oh yeah, all right. I'm like, really? I'm fucking talking about, I'm exhausted here, dude. I'm fucking got I'm
So they were nice again. They couldn't give us a hotel voucher. I should have fucking asked them to buy us food,
I know, honestly.
But I just, I was just
Another one was just there to fucking flirt. I'm like, really? We're tired, dude. We want to go to sleep. But yeah, that could have been really bad.
So like I said, like, let's just be careful.
But somebody called it on us because they thought they were drugged.
They thought that we were high and like, yeah, man. But it was creepy because again, you're so tired. I was fucking having a good ass sleep, and I woke up and I wasn't sure if I was really looking at police officers.
Yeah, yeah. And then they were just like chilling, like having a good time talking with us. Like, okay,
all right.
Well, okay.
Oh man.
I'm like, that was sad. It was creepy.
Damn, you know what? I'm just realizing that's crazy that then that fucking crazy lady, that was after we were homeless, right?
Yeah, the one the video.
Fuck, man.
So much shit.
So much shit. But thank you guys for watching. I really appreciate it. I hope you guys got a good laugh, because some of these they're kind of funny, but for us, they were creepy. I mean, they might be funny to you guys, but I'm just glad we're over them.
What else? There's some other weird shit that happened when we were driving. So many different ones.
Oh, okay, that one was creepy too. Okay, this one's creepy, and it involves cars. So going back to the laundromat, right? Again, I have 6 kids, and plus when we work security, we get really sweaty in the stupid uniform we had to wear. So you had to do laundry. We had to do laundry like at least every other day. Yeah. At least every other day, or else it'd pile up in the car, and it was a mess. And so I had to get real tidy with my folding and stuff. Yeah. But anyway, so one night, I got so freaked out. There was this woman, and I would always see her and her husband, and they had this big white kidnapper van, right? And so she was doing laundry too that night, and normally Emily would stay in the car with the kids, and I would do all the laundry stuff, fold it, right? And they'd wait for me. And so then I had just finished folding the last load, and I had the hamper, and I was going to load it into my car, and the lady approached me, and then I'm like, I don't have any money, right? That's what I assume, right? People are going to ask you for money. She's like, no, I don't need money. And I'm like, all right. And then she's like, no, I just, I've noticed you around here a lot, around town. I see you in certain places. She's like, and me and my husband are going through the same thing. She's like, and I just was wondering if you know of any resources. And so I'm like, oh, yeah. So I gave her the numbers of the resources that I had. But I was kind of freaked out that she said she saw us a lot around town.
I'm like,
okay, so whatever. And they were in this big kidnap event, so I was like even more freaked
I'm
out.
like,
And it was
oh,
11
like,
o'clock
again?
at night, right? So I gave her the numbers, whatever, and I got the fuck out of there. And I was just like, I don't know, feel good. I don't know. Does she sleep where we sleep? I don't know. It's kind of creepy. But then it was the weirdest thing because then I would see her everywhere. Like when we'd be at the library, she'd be.
She didn't check out books. We went to the library one day.
Yeah.
We were with the kids and we're doing the stuff with the kids section. I happened to see a lady from outside. I'm like, oh my gosh, that lady's here. So then she walked into that section where we were at. She'd made a fucking lap around the books. Like she didn't get no books for no kids. And then she walked out, and I'm like, is this lady? Is this lady possibly? Are they following us?
Yeah.
Keeping tabs or what? That was
yeah,
weird.
something. It was strange. But yeah, and then she wouldn't say hi to us or anything, but she would. It was just kind of creepy that there was many times where, again, we would travel kind of here where we. Yeah, it is freaky. We would travel here like.
Fucking goosebumps.
Yeah, because we wouldn't stay in the same town. Like here where we live, there's the Tri Valley, right? So it's Livermore Pleasant and Dublin, and they're pretty close within each other. And now most of the homeless now, that's what they do. Like they get a bus pass and they can go all through the three cities back and forth all day. But because we had some friends and stuff who lived in Pleasanton, who lived in Dublin, then we would kind of bounce around. But I started getting freaked out when we would go to like certain spots. And they would be there.
She was actually working at this place that we went to.
Yeah, well, that was after though, wasn't that after?
Yeah, and then I think they had a son that was already a grown man.
Yeah, and he was like,
so he was with them sometimes too. I'm like, oh my gosh.
Well, first they had a car. Yeah, and then they had the kidnapper van.
Yeah.
So I don't know what.
And then again, like we didn't build a connection with her. Like usually some people we have little friends now, kind of like acquaintances now. They're like, oh yeah, I remember you were sleeping in the car. Yeah, shut up. And then so you see them around town, but this lady
But so I don't know.
Husband, nothing. They weren't like personable.
They weren't personable.
So that's why I was like, this doesn't feel right.
So I don't know if they want to kidnap.
It's not good homeless
That's what
community.
I was thinking. Like I don't know, and that's what's so scary because I had so many kids. And like, are they child traffickers? Are they? That's the other thing that always crossed my mind.
And again, when we stayed at that one house, when that neighbor told the owner of the house who were those ladies or something with the baby and all that weird shit, and then again,
why are you freaking me out? Why are you taking me back to that?
I know. They're just
sorry,
sorry. But yeah, with the whole driving shit, right?
But yeah, so there's just a lot of and then that's even creepier too. Now because we're talking about cars.
Yeah.
So then shortly after, because what ended up happening, right? We were going to these organizations. Nobody was willing to help us. Nobody was willing to. People were telling us do a GoFundMe. Nobody was willing to do it.
Yeah, no.
And we didn't want to do it for ourselves.
They told us don't do it yourselves because it won't look good. Because it looks like you're scamming people. But people that were like, yeah, we'll make you a GoFundMe. But wait, then they backed out.
Time out. But because before we were homeless, we did a GoFundMe because of my son. My son was really sick. He was getting all this testing, and we didn't collect shit. Everyone was like, good for you because his dad's a drug addict. That's what he gets. That's what you get. Yeah. Just horrible things. And so I was really like, and then plus people were telling us about the GoFundMe, like, no, you never want to do it yourself. You have like a friend or someone start it up because then it looks like you're just trying to get money.
But then people were about to do it first, and then they fucking dropped out. They're like, no, actually not. And they make some bullshit ass excuse. So anyways,
so what ended up happening, we're very fortunate. As much as I bitch about it here, whatever, we're very fortunate because what ended up happening was that my daughter's friends, because my daughter was very involved in the school and stuff. A lot of her friends' parents were like, this isn't right. We live here in this town. We pay taxes. Like, I feel like the people should do their own GoFundMe if really need it, right? So we were just shied away just because we had so many bad experiences. But I don't know if people ever do it alone. I don't know if people normally do it. Yeah, no, nothing wrong with it. I agree. And so what ended up happening was a lot of my daughters, again, where we live, this is a tech town. We're like the poorest ones here in the town, honestly. This is a tech town, so a lot of my daughter's friends, the parents are scientists and stuff for the lab here, the national lab. And so what they ended up doing, thank God, is they started writing letters to the mayor. And they started writing letters to all these people. Yes, people are so judgmental. I agree. And so because they started making noise for us, we were put into this place. We got into this place. And so, but we get into this place, right? Second day? First day we move in here?
Yes.
Second day we move in here. Couldn't believe it. my car window gets broken into. My car gets broken into.
Just a hole.
Just a hole.
On the driver's side. Hole.
Mind you, we had... My kids played instruments. My son's saxophone, my daughter's trombone, my accordion.
Your accordion.
I had money in their little $5 here.
Laptops,
Didn't take
all that.
anything but my daughter's backpack. Makes me wonder. And then because I was checking my daughter's phone, the dummy had her location on. And she would use Instagram. She would use like Snapchat and some of her friends. So it made me wonder, were any of these people that we thought followed us, were they following her?
This whole time throughout our homelessness.
The only thing that they took was my daughter's backpack. And the scary thing about that is the day before that, because school had just started, the day before that, she had posted a story of her backpack.
That backpack.
So, we never found out anything. We did a police report.
It was a clean job they did. They broke the window in the driver's seat. But then
they broke it enough just to, I guess, open
how the fuck did they get in the whole car? Nothing else was broken, just that hole. So that's what I'm saying. How did they do it? Like the alarm, all that. But yeah, they took her backpack. So it had her school ID number and all that. Her picture.
I had to go and do a report for her.
So again, all those encounters when we were homeless.
So it made me wonder, did all these? Yeah. Get renter's insurance to State Farm or another insurance agency. It's cheap, very well worth it. In case something happens, just don't tell them anything has ever been broken into. Oh, okay. Thanks for that. Look into that. You. But it was the creepiest thing, though. Okay, we're done doing all this shit in the street. We're finally in a spot, and then to have someone break into our car and we're lucky. We had some money saved, so we got it fixed the next day, and never got broken into again. But it's just creepy that the backpack, we never found out who took it.
Yeah, what the fuck they want a teenager's backpack?
I don't know.
Perverts.
I don't know.
But again, you gotta be careful with your locations, especially with kids. I mean, dummy. I mean, we have already talked about all this safety shit, but again, it's
But
teenagers.
again, she's like, no, Mom, because if I ever lose my phone, well, and I think that was, sometimes it's good because, like, for example, I lost my phone 3 weeks ago. I lost it at the flea market here in San Jose, and because I never have my location on, I couldn't ping it. I couldn't do shit. So whoever has my phone, I hope they're enjoying
assholes. But that was creepy. The whole creepy. Driving. And
so those are all creepy car stories. I'm sure you guys maybe have experienced them or not. So just be safe, everyone. Just be aware of your surroundings.
Especially when you're driving. Like, before you get into your car anywhere, like you're leaving home or a store, always get in the car, lock those doors.
Always look inside your back seat first.
All that, get in, lock your doors. I don't care. Lock your doors. And remember, have your windows up. Even at the gas station, lock those doors and leave a person inside or whatever.
Yeah, because here, that's what's been happening here, actually. People, you go get gas and they don't lock the car door. And
And have you seen what we always see, people with babies or little kids?
Oh, gosh.
Okay, it could be a couple or it could be just a woman by herself with her kids. Oh, my gosh. Get in that car with your groceries. Like, put the kids in the car, lock it. I don't know. They leave the kid in the basket.
They start putting the
doors open. They just start putting the groceries in. The baby's all up in the basket.
No, put the kid in the car first, then get the groceries. You can replace groceries. Kids, you cannot.
Yeah, I always look inside.
Yes.
I know.
I just, here in our town, I don't know if you have where are you from, Angela? I'm sorry, I don't remember where you said you were from. Here, I don't know if you guys have Nextdoor, but I go on Nextdoor every now and then, and today, actually, I forgot to tell you about that. At the Target here, this woman made a report because she never goes shopping alone with her daughter. Her daughter's 5, but she happened to be shopping yesterday in the evening, around 7:30, 8:30, she said. She was going to her car, and when she was walking to the parking lot, she noticed this, oh my God, you girls think like I do. Do you watch creepy? Yes,
yeah, we do.
All the time. Yes.
Yeah, we do.
Oh, I grew up like Forensic Files, all that stuff, man. But anyways, the story tonight, Emily, the Target, she was walking her car.
I'm where EBK is. Where?
I don't know where he's from. I'm sorry.
Yeah, what town?
Are you from Fresno? No, I don't remember. I'm sorry.
I have an attack.
Oh wow, I'll check it out. I don't know. So yes,
the lady.
But the lady, so she said that it was a brand new truck. The guy, tinted window, she couldn't see the face. But every time that she was trying to walk to her car, she noticed that they pulled out of a parking.
Santa Cruz County.
Oh, okay. Oh, wow, you guys are close.
Yeah.
That's super close. I didn't know you guys were that close. Wow. So anyways, while so the car was 2 stalls down. She said they pulled out and that they were like coming to follow her. So she got scared with her daughter. She went back into the store. She told the worker. that when she came out again, the truck was in a different parking spot,
gosh.
and that they were trying to follow her to her car again. So finally, the worker walked her to her car. They tried to look at the car, and the car sped off. And so she was freaked out. She's like, I don't know. She's like, I just think it's weird that they waited there. Like, I would have thought that they would have left after the first time they saw me going into the store. So she couldn't see a face because they had tinted windows. Yeah. Oh, wow, you guys are close. So, just be safe out
That's
there.
creepy.
Be safe.
We didn't go there today, right? Did we?
No, we were there yesterday, remember?
Oh.
Yeah, no, Target, I don't know what it is. Target has been getting really scary lately. I think
Very
think Walmart's always sketchy.
Yeah.
But I think Target now is even sketchier than Walmart.
Yeah.
They have nicer stuff, but the people are just always roaming around there. It's creepy.
Yes.
I hate that. Now I don't know what to do. I just like when you get that feeling just pop off.
Why?
I don't know. Like people at Target are creepy sometimes. Like people that when we were in the toy aisle and stuff, and
Yeah.
So
The bathrooms here at this one is just gross.
Mhm.
It's not. Yeah.
Oh my gosh! Well, Angela will have to see. I order everything online. I've been telling her, oh wow, that's crazy. I know. I gotta get into
Yeah,
that.
we've never-
I don't
we
really do
have
that
to.
online.
We're
No,
not tech
here.
savvy.
No, you know what? Here, that's why I don't order online because where we live, we've been here 5 years now. But
And then I don't impulse.
oh yeah, I like that. Yep, I agree. But no, here our neighbors are really we have weird neighbors. I gotta say that they're weird neighbors. Like I said, if you were watching the story, or maybe you didn't watch the story, we did creepy neighbors stories the other day, and we have a neighbor here where I had no idea they had a spouse, and I've been here 5 years, and I see the person all the time, and I've even given them a ride to the store, and I always just see the person, and it wasn't until recently I saw the person with the spouse, and I'm like, I had no idea you were married, and they're like, oh yeah, I've been married for over 20 years. I'm like, oh, I've
never seen
I've been
the
here
person
5
come
years,
out.
and I've never seen them. And they're like, oh no, because they're a homebody. Like they just, I'm like, oh okay, I understand, but it's still a little creepy.
Yeah.
Still a little creepy. And then here, people sublet, so there's always different people that live where they're not supposed to, and so you can't keep up. It's a mess.
Neighbors that know, because a lot of people have cameras now.
Yes.
Dash cams, I guess. So
I don't know what they
anytime
are,
we come in and out of the house and we're about to leave in the parking lot, the same neighbor knows what we're doing. Like
They gotta throw away trash.
Yeah, they gotta throw away trash, or they're on the phone right there. Just happen to be anytime that we make a presence out there, they gotta be there too.
Yeah, so I don't know. Maybe there's camera in here. Who knows? Who knows? I wouldn't be surprised.
I would go to Target and spend several $100s, and I'd only be there for necessities. Ordering online, I use a store or search engine and get only what I need.
Yes, I agree. Damn, girl,
Well, yeah.
hundreds of thousands. I haven't spent hundreds of dollars in a long time.
Well, yeah, if you get off there and you're looking, and shit
there
happens
is nice
when you're-
stuff. They do have nice stuff. They have nice clothes.
I'd be annoyed with.
Yeah, I'm over it. I've been over it again. That's why when you mentioned if it's better, certain things. I mean, I like the air conditioning. That's been nice. But other than that, it's. I don't know. I guess I'm being ungrateful. I guess or spoiled, or I don't know, because they made it look really nice. They gave us dishwasher, but it never works. Then they give us a regular fridge, but sometimes it works, sometimes it doesn't.
Makes us noise.
Finally got a new washer and dryer, but then it's just fucking bullshit. Where it's just I don't know what to say, but thank you for watching. I'll have to go watch your playlist then, because I like to watch all those.
I know.
Those.
They're not showing anything tonight.
We missed Dateline. Dateline was on it.
So what do they show right now?
If you go to the Oxygen channel, they have those
Okay,
stories.
I'm gonna have to go watch that.
Or watch your playlist. Check it out. Oh, well then, thank you so much, guys, for watching. And
we really appreciate everyone's time. Thank you so much.
Thank you, guys. And hopefully, I'm not sure. We kind of do things a month ahead. So maybe, I'm not sure if we're going to do more Spooktember stories or if we'll go into gratitude stories.
Gratitude.
We always do it a month before.
I mean, because we're not, I don't know if we're going to do any Spooktober.
I don't know.
Maybe.
No, I don't really have to.
I have a few different playlists. You can find some great stuff.
Oh, okay.
I'll have to go check it out. It's a scary stuff.
That's you're in Santa Cruz County, right? That's where all the scary.
Thank you so much,
Thank you.
Angela.
Yeah, that's where all those.
Which ones?
The Santa Cruz Mountains, where people, that one killer guy they just got a couple years ago that had killed those young girls.
Oh gosh.
In the mountains, they finally found it after I don't remember how many years. Yeah. So all that stuff. Craziness.
Who else? The vampires at Santa Cruz.
Oh yeah, do you ever go to the boardwalk and watch the
Lost Boys when they play the movie there?
What did we watch that time we went? Was it the Lost Boys?
It was the Lost Boys.
We ended up leaving early because kids kept crying.
Yeah, and it was kind of creepy, man. I was getting creeped out there with the damn ocean, and then oh my god, garlic bread, I'm leaving.
Yes. Oh, that's funny. Alrighty then. Well, you guys have a great Saturday. If you're drinking, don't drive. If you're driving, don't drink. And Angela, if you get a chance, yesterday one of our followers, he's gonna have open heart surgery, so we are sharing his GoFundMe. If you'd like to check it out, or if you can share it, that would be great. He's asking for $3,000. I think that's very doable. We made a donation today of $50. And like I said, he's just very grateful for any donations, or at least share it. That's what he was asking us. So I'm not sure if you want to take a look at that. Fuck, you don't have a community page.
I don't have a community page, but his name is Edgar Ramos. It's on.
And we put on a short today, right?
No, I didn't make a short. I put it on my TikTok story.
Where did I make the short then?
I put it on my TikTok story and Instagram story. Because I don't have a community page.
I think I made a short today and I put it on your thing.
I don't think I saw it. I don't think you have it. You didn't do
that. Emily. She had a community page, but like last month, it just wouldn't let her
They took it away.
in.
They told me, YouTube sent me a notification saying that they had made a mistake with giving people certain features because I don't have enough subscribers. And I got that community page when I was at like 75 subscribers. So, because I was getting good views at the time when I was doing my beauty stuff and all that. Then when I commented on that asshole's page over there, my shit slowed down.
Yeah.
He probably reported me.
See, she has YouTube Studio. What do you do in YouTube Studio for that? Because it kept saying to verify.
I said verify my account, and I did. Check my emails, and then it just said no.
Oh, because you said you have more subscribers than she does. I don't know. I'll have to see.
They took it away from me.
Because
they
you know what?
suspended it or something.
Because you got a community page before I did.
Yeah.
And I had more.
And I like to post every day. I do pictures. I do like everything that we do. I like to vlog stuff.
Yeah.
So sucks. Now I can't be chismeando.
Well, you got to make it a short, but then you don't really get too much traffic.
No, I don't. So I really liked the community page.
Yeah.
So.
Oh, well, if you get a chance, you guys can check it out. I didn't
Good things don't last forever.
That's right. I believe that. I didn't put it on my community page yet.
No, you didn't. We did a TikTok story and an Instagram story and my Facebook story.
I think I made a short though, Emily.
That's not normal. Look at all you're saying. I don't know.
I don't know.
Someone's trolling me.
No, you know what? Ever since she commented on a certain channels.
Yeah, I commented on certain channels on here. I posted about it in my community post. There's a guy in there I posted about. And ever since I commented on that fucking guy's channel, I think the guy made some complaints to YouTube or something. That's just me. And then they shut my fucking community page down. My views had gone down. And I think he complained to YouTube about me because I responded to people in the comments because he was talking shit about me, the guy. And I responded to all the, what? I responded to all the people in the comments, and I think maybe he complained about me. And then after that, my channel slowed down, and then they took my community page away. Yeah, he's in my community post. The Chicano Tube guy, I think he reported me. He did block me, so I commented on his channel, and then all these people were telling me stuff in the comments, and I responded to them, and then that's when my community page was taken away.
So yeah, it's coming for you. Yeah. I don't know what happened. That was crazy. I think that's maybe what happened. Or the other guy.
The other guy, whatever. They can have the fucking community page. I don't care.
But it is nice because then you can post like pictures and stuff.
Assholes. But whatever.
We'll see. I know we gotta get tech savvy, man. I don't know, man.
But Evelyn, maybe on Evelyn's channel.
That's how my last channel got taken down. I was finally up to 615 subs. I colored and then was gonna can't see.
Cook and
cook. Wow.
Oh.
What? How do they take your channel? They just like cancel you and you can't log in, or what happens if you don't mind me asking? That sucks. That's why I kind of wonder if that's gonna happen to my channel because my channel is old. Like I said, I started in 2006 and hasn't really moved much.
Yeah,
kind of stagnant.
You post stuff on your community page.
Yeah. I do. I wonder how they do the algorithm, though. I really do.
I got strikes. Oh, really? For what?
Were you commenting bad things, or
how do you get strikes?
Yeah, how do you get strikes?
You know, I got a couple of ones like because I used music that was from YouTube.
Haters, yeah.
That was available, and then they say like, oh, copyright. How if YouTube provided me the song? But yeah, maybe I'm not sure. I think I don't know how people do it, but they go and tell them people.
That sucks.
I don't even have a big page or anything like that. So
they said I scammed. Oh my god! And they spammed.
Deceptive.
Oh my goodness!
Oh my god!
These people, man, that's horrible. Well, I'm glad you got a channel now, and hopefully it'll grow again. It's just that's terrible. That is so terrible, man. We'll have to look into your tube settings and see what happens there.
I don't know what to look at anymore. Yeah. So I just kind of stopped. I just stopped messing with it.
Yeah. Even with the algorithm, because it tells you like the analytics are kind of off too.
Yeah. Mine say to go at a certain time and then nobody's on.
Yeah. Alrighty then. Thank you guys so much for watching.
Thank you so much. I play music all the time and never get in trouble. What? But I use videos that have lyrics. Yeah, I have 3 other backup just in case.
Oh wow, that's
Dang, how do you do all that? Also with the music, yeah, how do you not get copyrighted like when you're gonna play music in the background and all that?
That's pretty good.
Yeah.
How to do that. You have to learn, Emily. Learn how to do all that stuff. Do you have to do it on a laptop though? Because we do it on the phone.
Turn it off.
Sorry, Angela. We're waiting for you to get back before we go. Oh, what did you do? Pick it up. Pick it up. It's not funny.
Oh gosh.
Alright. You're still waiting.
I'm like falling asleep.
Oh, okay.
No, I'm kind of
Understood.
spooked out now.
Oh, okay, bye for now. All right, then you take care, Angela. Thank you
Thank you so
again.
much. Thank you. We really appreciate everyone's time. I don't know what I'm gonna do tomorrow.
What we're gonna do, Gratitude Stories or Spooktober?
Spooktober, maybe.
Yeah, maybe we'll see.
Same
Well, fuck, because I'm ready for September to end.
Yeah, I'm tired of this month.
Yeah.
Shit happened to me.
Alrighty, guys, well, have a great night. If you're driving, don't drink it. If you're drinking, don't like. Thank you, Angela, for saying that.
Yeah, thank you so much.
Again, we'll see you tomorrow, God willing.
Thank you. Have a good night.